Has anyone ever actually listened to the lyrics of the song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication, which was, keep in mind, written almost 25 years ago?
This is a Japanese train at a speed of 200 miles per hour. And yet Globetards wants us to believe that Earth is traveling at around the Sun at a speed of 66,666 miles per hour. They claim you don't feel because it's like being inside the train. Last I remember, when you're inside a train or an airplane, you are protected by the fuselage and security doors. I don't see that when I lie down on the beach. All I see is blue skies and clouds going in all directions. Globetards are the most deceived people in the world.
Right, guys. I can't stop laughing. This is India's moon landing. Does that look real to you? That looks like CGI, the worst CGI I've seen. Like, what's up with that yellow? It looks like they're still rendering it in a computer.
It does.
And what I want to know is, who's filming? Like, on the moon, have they got something there, like, filming it? I don't get it. But Modi, the president, he does not look happy, man. He looks like he looks upset. He's like, my country's a nuclear country. We're a powerhouse. We're everything. And this is what we produce. This rubbish. It is so terrible. It's like Lego. It looks like Lego. And then we have all the actors there in the space agency just loving it. But this is absolutely horrendous. Come on, people, man. It's 2020. We've got AI. We've got Maya, the software that makes Star Wars. And this looks like it was made in Microsoft Paint.
This is a map that is downloaded in every autopilot computer on every airplane that has autopilot. This is the map that it uses. The only proof you guys have for round Earth, the globe, is NASA. No information you have ever received has come from anywhere but NASA. NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. This is Antarctica. If you do measurements for distances on how long flights are on this map, are identical to flight times that you look up on the internet. Do your research. It's not a globe. God said so.
Globetards gravity debunked again. How difficult is it for Globetards to understand that density and buoyancy explains perfectly?
Oh, it's hard to push down. 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 Oh, it's hard to push down.
What's wrong now? What is it?
Okay, guys, you open up your William Tyndale version of the Bible. This guy got publicly executed for translating it, and he died trying to get the truth out. So you go to 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 11 right here. It says, Lord lie intents upon the flat earth. You see that right there? Flat earth. It's in Old English. This is a really old version from the 1500s. It's the truth. It's right there in the Bible.
Elon Musk's missile supposedly supposed to fly around the earth or blast through the firmament. I'm still unclear as to why Elon Musk or anybody else would want this to happen. And what is that metal tip on top of the rocket? Let's find out, and you guys tell me what you think.
Elon Musk said he's taking this most powerful rocket in the history of the world on the round the world tour. That's his goal, but it looks to me like his goal is to bust through the fucking firmament. That looks like an arrowhead to me. It's sharp, it's pointy. I think that he's sending that straight up to the top, to the dome, to poke through it. That's metal. That looks like a big arrow. Look at that. That's not going around the world. That's going through the firmament. I find that suspicious.
It's also a working model of a flat Earth with the waters above and the waters below, but most of you are not ready for that conversation yet. This company grows food inside domes underwater, and it works better than greenhouses on land. This project is called Nemo's Garden in Italy, and the food grows faster without the worry of temperatures or need of pesticides and insecticides. This really is a revolutionary idea, and if it's embraced, it will change the agricultural world forever. So far, they're only growing small plants like basil, strawberries, and lettuce, but if bigger domes were built, you could easily grow trees down there. It's also a working model of a flat Earth with the waters above and the waters below, but most of you are not ready for that conversation yet. This system will not embrace this innovative design capable of eradicating the so-called need for GMOs, because this system makes the GMOs. Therefore, it's up to the people to bring this method of farming into fruition. Otherwise, it will just be another project that gets ignored by the powers that be. Now show me food growing on a spinning ball inside a vacuum. Ultimate flat Earth proof. Astrolabes were designed for a geocentric universe, and they are as accurate as the path of the luminaries themselves. This is a geocentric clock based on the Earth being the center of the universe, not the sun like we are told by mainstream science. This is the oldest working geocentric astronomical clock displayed in Prague. They recently changed it and added a globe, but the mechanism inside is still geocentric. You can still find many examples without a fake globe. Just type geocentric clocks. It's not a coincidence that the path of the planets, aka wandering stars, are an exact match to the Gleason's map, and the fact Gleason was a flat earther. It wasn't just Gleason who depicted a working flat Earth with great detail. Here's their Bono Monte map made in 1587 showing the path of the sun and the tropics. This map was used for war strategy because it's more accurate than the map they were using at the time. Can you see it yet? NASA fails are always comedy. His head breached the green screen. Three-layer CGI fail. Bang, and the astronaut is gone. Teleporting astronauts, anyone? Scuba diver in the green screen pool. This is where they film all spacewalks. Augmented reality technology on show, sloppy NASA.
Here's some
fully exposing the ISS and space to be a big fat lie, and still, people will believe it's real. Watch and listen as he drops a screw or clip in zero gravity.
And
This one takes the award for the worst NASA actornaut.
I tried my best. I didn't always succeed, didn't always do well, but I put my best effort into school. Math and science were kind of my favorite subject. I didn't really like English and reading too much, but I've since grown out of that, and I enjoy reading now. And I played a lot of sports. And all of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now. All of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
NASA's favorite tool, Photoshop. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and follow at Mike Priest ARR for more content like this.
Okay, class, today we will be looking at the proudest moment in American history, the Apollo 11 moon landing. Here we can see Neil Armstrong taking that historic first step and becoming the first man to walk on the moon. Yes, Timmy?
Who shot that?
What?
Who shot that footage?
What do you mean?
Well, if Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon, then who's holding the camera?
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Well,
Who's out there with the camera?
No, I know what you're asking. I'm just...
Very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder.
Could have been like a tripod, or... No, that's not.
Tranquility base,
Hey, Mr. Teacherson, what can I do for you?
Who shot the moon landing?
Neil Armstrong.
No, he was in it. I mean, who's holding the camera?
Wait a minute, I know this. It was... I have no idea.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
Hang on a second.
Whoa.
Hey, Mr. Mayor. Who shot the moon landing?
Buzz Aldrin.
No, he was in the ship.
I don't know. Alien? Wait, hold on one second.
Thank you for calling the military.
Hi, yes, I have a question.
Don't ask, don't tell.
No. Who shot the moon landing?
Obama residence.
Yes, Mr. President. Who shot the moon landing?
Who's asking that?
Some kid from PS 139.
Hold on.
Who did shoot the moon landing?
Oh, there was a camera on the leg of the moon lander.
And why'd you bomb that school?
That's why they call me Obama.
All right, check this out. Up top, we get a lot of NASA images of them training in a swimming pool. We never get images of them training in a vacuum, which is technically what space is supposed to be, the vacuum of space. So let's see what happens when they actually try to train in a vacuum. Go.
Yes, trying to get the chamber back to a safe pressure and Jim to a safe pressure was inside the suit.
As I stumbled backwards, I could feel the saliva on my tongue starting to bubble just before I went unconscious. And that's kind of the last thing I remember.
Essentially, he had no pressure on the outside of his body, and that's a very unusual case to get, and there's very little in the medical literature as to what happens when you have that. There's a lot of conjecture, that your fluids will boil.
Okay, so he passed out, and then you're telling me just a few years later, we all of a sudden have this dude. This is the first ever.
Is it even possible that someone could survive in space in one of these suits? Now, before you come after me, I'm just asking the question.
They tell us that the vacuum of space is the strongest, purest vacuum. It's called they rate it in torr, and it's a torr 10. On Earth here, we can create like a torr 7 or torr 6 vacuum, and you need like 11 feet of lead walls so it doesn't collapse in on itself when you suck the air out.
But somehow astronauts are surviving in the vacuum of space in this kind of a spacesuit?
The astronauts in their spacewalks, which are just utter nonsense if you just look at them, they're in these, I think they're just snowboarding suits with helmets, right? All the seals have to be perfect.
Now, I'm not saying the spacewalks are nonsense, but if they need help just to practice in an underwater tank, how are they doing it in space?
We've challenged them. Get someone in a spacesuit, put them in a vacuum. Let's see it. And they actually tried it once in like the 1960s, and the guy passed out in like 10 seconds and almost died, right? Because you can't do it. You can't live in a vacuum.
Now, I'm not saying these spacewalks are real or not, but the slightest mistake with one of those suits, and poof, goes the astronaut almost instantaneously from being in the vacuum of space.
Have you ever seen anything more ridiculous?
Tiptoe by the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulip with me.
The flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer, Al-Biruni, who lived between 975 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Idialenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but I would greatly appreciate if you can order it from my store. Visit my store and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.